Welcome to another Jim Merritt's Indiana. Hi, I'm Jim Merritt. I think you probably all know that I have worked on government consolidation for a long time as a state senator. It was something that really didn't get a whole lot of publicity, but it always excited me to talk about transparency. It really was exciting to talk about efficiency, saving money, and also serving the public. But I was looking through my files just over the weekend, and it's just incredible that the Indianapolis News, they went out of business right before the year 2000, but in 1954, they were talking about consolidation. They were talking about transparency. They were talking about efficiency, joint purchasing. Well, scroll forward a long, long time, and you get the Kernan-Shepard report, Streamlining Local Government. And I read this last night, Indiana Commission on Local Government Reform. Governor Daniels did a lot of things while he was governor, and one of them was creating the Kernan-Shepard report. We all remember where former Lieutenant Governor Joe Kernan and Chief Justice Randy Shepard led this commission, and this is just full of information. And go online to take a look at it if you do have an interest in efficiency in government, transparency in government, joint purchasing, just all the great things that we expect out of government but rarely get. And I'm excited to talk to Lydia Wales today, the trustee for Franklin Township in the city of Franklin. And she has a lot of things to say, but just some things where I was taking some notes and I was studying last night. This is a part of the report. Local government will be more understandable, more efficient, more effective, and more accountable. That is what we want from our government. And it also be uniformly available to all citizens. Well, there's a lot of things that are going on in the city of Franklin in regards to getting more efficient, more transparent, and more accountable government. And it's right here in the Township Trustee's office in the city of Franklin, in the Township of Franklin. And what they're proposing, what we will talk about, we're also going to talk about baby boxes today because you all know that was a real passion of mine with the safe haven law in my 30 years in the Senate. But let's talk about transparency, let's talk about efficiency, let's talk about accountability in Johnson County, Indiana today. And what they're proposing is something spectacular, and it's merging by 2022, 3 townships in Johnson County out of the 9 townships. This can be something that everybody knows they're getting their bang for their buck, their money's worth from government. And Lydia, if you would introduce Nicole as well, but if you would talk to me a little bit about being Township Trustee of the Township of Franklin and in the city of Franklin in Johnson County. You can see how much of it could be a morass with all this government and the Indianapolis News, 1954, and the Shepard-Kernan Commission in Governor Daniels' term in government, and it did take a long time, how that has reached Franklin Township in the city of Franklin in Johnson County.
Okay.
Lydia Wales.
Lydia Wales, I'm the Franklin Township trustee. This is Nicole Boston. I took office January 1st of 2015. Nicole's been with me most of that time. She's my backup, my right arm. But we do have 9 townships in Johnson County. We had reached out to the west and the east of us, and we are in the process of consolidating. We've met with the current township trustees, the current township trustee boards, and in trying to make everything work together and collaborate and save the township money by duplicated expenses. We are looking at on March 8th of 2021 having our public meeting to sign our resolutions to merge Franklin Township, Union Township, and Needham Township into one township.
And how many people how many people are you serving now? And how many people will you serve with the merger?
Right now, we're around 24 to 26,000 people in Franklin Township. The other townships, I believe, one's around 8,010, but I'm not 100% sure on their numbers.
So we're talking we're talking another 20,000 possibly.
Right.
So you're almost doubling your size.
Right.
Less purchasing, and you're going to serve. Talk about the school townships that
Yes.
the school children you're going to serve.
So right now, 3 of our middle schools, 2 of them are in 2 of them are in Needham Township, and 1 is in Union Township. So when the consolidation happens, all of Franklin schools will be in 1 township. So if the school, and we work well with the schools, if there's an issue with a family that's in need, they can contact us for anybody in their school system. Because there is a lot of confusion about, my address is Franklin, Indiana, but when you look it up, the township it could be Union or it could be Needham.
Ladies and gentlemen, our friends, she went to the city of town of Bargersville, the city of Franklin, and has gotten agreement with everyone, all the township boards, all of the 2 other township trustees, and as of 2022, this will be just 1 township.
Well, 2023.
Excuse me, 2023.
Yes.
Thank you for clarifying that. That's good. And you currently contract with the city of Franklin for your fire services.
Correct.
And so the city of Franklin, I'm sure those contracts have to be ironed out, but we'll serve all 3 of those townships once the merger is finished in 2020.
I think in the city limits, in the city limits, yes.
Okay. I'm just so very, very impressed. This is a new build for you. You rehabbed a building that was previously retail, and it's right off of what? What street? Main Street.
Circle,
It's right in the middle of everything. And ladies and gentlemen, one thing that I thought was really important, and you've heard me talk about this before, is we have so many shut-ins. We have so many people struggling from poverty, but succinctly hunger. That if these ladies, if the township trustee in the future has a situation where a constituent needs help but can't get here, they have a mobile unit that they can go help someone in their home. And I think that's incredibly invaluable.
Yes.
Do you have any idea what kind of money that might be saved? I know we want to get government services to everyone, and we want that to be transparent. We want to take the services to them in some aspects, but has there ever been any kind of fiscal impact on money saved at all?
Through the merger?
Yes.
Yes. We haven't I've got an accountant that's working on all that now.
But it's almost like the practice you'll know in 24, right?
In 2023,
you look back on 23.
Right. The township trustees, the current ones now, we all 3 will get together and prepare in 2022 for 2023 what I'm calling the super budget for all 3 townships. So once that is calculated and everything, then we will be able to, know for sure what it will be saving. But in first glance, it's going to, out of 1 township, it's going to automatically save like close to $20,000 because of the duplicated expenses.
Wonderful.
So, and that's just looking at everything real quick, not putting an analysis together.
Okay. Is there, before we get on to the baby box issue, or the installation of it, is there anything else about the merger that our friends out in social media land need to know?
I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Many years ago, I was able to author legislation and pass it that dealt with the safe haven law. And back then we were talking about dumpster babies. And we were able to craft a public policy where if a mother or father was in a situation that, and this is before 2-1-1, which I brought to Indiana. But if someone thought they were going to hurt their baby or they couldn't take care of their baby, that they could drop their infant off at a fire station, a police station, a first responder. And I felt like that was really, really important legislation, and we called it Safe Haven. And we actually had birthday parties for babies that were dropped off, that their lives were saved. And I'm very, very, very proud of that legislation. It was one of the first in the country. And so you push forward years, we now have baby boxes. Other forces have taken over to push this through, to allow a mother or father to drop their baby off in a very safe situation and into a baby box that is monitored. This is so much more refined than it was before. And we're going to have an installation in Franklin, city of Franklin, and I'm so pleased to ask you the questions, maybe talk about how this came about and what's actually happening.
Okay, so when COVID hit and they stopped all the evictions, we weren't getting a lot of phone calls at all, and then the state come up with the rental assistance program. The IHCDA is the organization that the state went to work the program. Well, the IHCDA reached out to
And the name IHCDA for our friends out
Indiana Housing Authority.
Yeah.
Indiana Housing Authority.
Yeah. So the IHCDA reached out to the trustees to see if we would help process the applications. And of course we said yes, because I didn't want to lay anybody off. You know, we weren't getting a lot of phone calls because one, they stopped the evictions and then this program came available. So of course we were going to do it. And the township was paid $40 per approved application for all the work that we did on these applications. So, and that we're still doing. So as of right now, the township's made a little over $30,000 in working doing the work for the IHCDA for the state.
Revenue you would normally.
Correct. Way above and beyond our budget. Yes. So.
Outside the budget money.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It was about a month and a half ago, somebody had surrendered their infant in Indianapolis. I think it was about a month ago. And I was sitting there watching that on TV and I thought, we don't have one in Franklin. So I looked to see where they were, and there is one north part of Johnson County. And so the next day I reached out to the mayor. I asked for a meeting between him and the fire chief and told him what it was about. And he said, well, the mayor's youth council, that was one of their projects this year. He said he said they've been working on it. They're getting a presentation together. The only thing lacking is the funding. And I said, well, I think we can take care of that. So the kids got their, presentation together. We went to the Board of Works meeting and they presented, which they did really good. And then we were there to present them with the funding for the purchase and the installation of the baby box. So.
And where is the baby box?
It's going to be in the fire station here in Franklin.
Okay. And when do you expect it to be installed?
The kids were hoping by the summer.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's wonderful.
I know.
On so many levels that it's money outside the budget,
right?
As well as you've got kids working on it as a project, and you're serving the public.
Right.
And I think that our friends out in social media land, our podcast audience, really doesn't know how many babies' lives are saved annually in Indiana and around the country.
Right.
And luckily they have 2-1-1 if they have a social emergency as well.
Right.
But anyway, thank you very much for your public service and that, and it's wonderful making lemonade out of a lemon.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we spent $15,000 of the $30,000 we've made. And I said at the Board of Works meeting, I told the reporter, I said, if anybody's got ideas, this to me was money above our budget. Any ideas of something that we need in Franklin to reach out to us?
Okay. Nicole, did she miss anything?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, thank you all. This is another episode of Jim Merritt's Indiana. It's fun to see the work for the last 30 years that I've placed in the Indiana Senate become reality. We all want our government to work for us. We all want to make sure that people can be given a helping hand. They want an assist in their homes, and in Franklin Township and Franklin, Indiana, and the other townships that they're merging in, they are getting good service here. And the Baby Box program is something that we're saving lives every day. And so another Jim Merritt's Indiana is in the books. I really appreciate it if you watch this and you agree with it. Share it with your friends on social media. Talk about it, because this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where government really works. And obviously we're getting the bang for our buck in Franklin, Indiana.